Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
I am aging like milk, bro. This content creator, she's 25. Her entire comment section is just people saying that her skin looks horrible and she looks old. I'm scrolling through her page as I'm sitting down here, and then, like, my eyes shift focus to my reflection, which is actually what I'm looking at right now, my reflection in my phone case, and I see how I look right now, and I'm like, she thinks she looks bad. Oh my gosh, I'm 23, and I look like I could be this lady's father.
Yikes. I'm not gonna lie, and I want to be as respectful as possible, but this guy right here definitely looks 10 to 15 years older than what he actually looks like. 23 is what he says he is. And I'm not entirely sure what's going on with his voice. I'm just gonna assume that's like a TikTok, Instagram.
But this could be why Gen Z is so quick to call people in their late 20s because they already look old. Like, they already cook. That's why they think being older makes you That's so annoying, bruh. It ain't nothing but 27, 28, you status. Like, I'm still young, bro. Like, chill out, bro. You 23, you already look 40. Like, come on.
Voice filter or whatever, but Jesus, good God, what is going on? This man looks like he could definitely be 35, pushing 40 maybe. And I can honestly say, when I was 23, I looked nowhere near like this. And considering the fact in the image that we see right here on the screen, that all these people are literally Gen Zers, they're all in their early to mid 20s, it's just scary actually. I'm not entirely sure.
Hey, but what do all of them have in common though? If they all in their 20s, and they look like they way older than they in their 20s. What's the one thing all of them got in common, bro? Like, I don't think I got to say it, man.
What's going on, if there's something in the air, in the water, in the food, or all three of the above. But this is getting bad.
Do you want to hear their ages just for fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so Samantha is 26.
Oh.
And Nicole is 24.
Oh my god.
Harriet is 24.
Oh my god.
And then Jess is 25.
Wow.
Honestly, the fact that a professional surgeon is that in shock at what he just saw speaks volumes.
What's going on? Also, new addition. What's up with these guys? These little hooks on the end of my ears, these little elf ears. People always used to say that I had elf ears in elementary school. Not because of these. These are new. It's like they're coming to fruition because of things spoken about me in past times. What's going on here? Anyway. Wow, I'm 23 and I look like I have gray hair. Just in this light, but
I don't know. You look like you almost don't got hair. Period.
Yeah, so some advice for this guy, definitely grow out your hair. The short hair is definitely contributing to the fact that you're already blonde and the sun is piercing your scalp, which is making it look so transparent and making you look like you're balder than you actually are. Also, possibly maybe gain some weight, get a nice skincare routine to, help with the fine lines and wrinkles. Guys, also wear sunscreen. I know there's this new trend, this new fad where people want to sun gaze and they want to be in the sun for hours a day with a UV index of 9+, but just
they just want to be darker. Look at this, bro. They want that melanated look. That's what they want.
Realize that is aging you rapidly. That is destroying your skin.
Come on, bro.
That is potentially contributing to
Damn. Hey, nah, I think I found a thumbnail.
Skin cancer. Like, yeah, sure, cool. The sun is good for you, depending on the pigmentation of your skin, an hour or two per day over the course of the day of sunlight is perfectly fine, but just staying for hours on end in the sun will definitely do more harm than good. Somebody in the comment section though said, I feel so bad. I first thought, and I quote, no, you look great, not old at all.
Nah, bro. Hey, no, I love the comment section, bro. At one point in time, the comment sections used to be trash. Like, I think around maybe like 2019, 2021, something like that, the comment sections used to be trash. But now the comment sections is like, you know what I'm saying, gold. I don't know, man.
Those said, I said you were 23. I don't even want to say what I thought. Yikes.
Well, do you not realize how old y'all motherfuckers over like 30 look?
So I'm almost 40. I'm almost 40 years old. But
And that is a thing too, bro. That is a thing. Older people look younger than the younger people. Millennials look younger than Gen Z. That's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then too, it's like a difference between looking older and looking grown. Like some young people just be looking grown as hell and they just be young as hell. That don't mean they look older though. Like this dude right here, he looks older. If he's Gen Z, he looks older. If he's a millennial, he looks younger. Like, what is that, bro? What's the difference? What's the difference between millennials and Gen Z? Like, we basically grew up pretty much with the same access to. Well, I say millennials, we didn't have social media right away. We didn't have smartphones right away from the jump. We had it when we were still young, but we still got the chance to grow up without it. Like we that bridge. We're millennials are that bridge. That's that generation. That's a bridge, right? We bridge the gap between the past and what's to come. That's us. That's millennials, bro. Like we were still young enough to appreciate the change in technology and social media and access to information. But we still saw what it was like before all of that.
Almost 40. I'm almost 40 years old. But who cares how old we look? Like, why are we arguing about this? Like, why can't we all just get along, have a good time? Because there are way worse things that we could all be pissed off about.
Agreed, but blame it on Gen Zers or the younger part of Gen Z, because they will literally, as soon as you turn 21, 22, 23, call you unk. Literally, there's this new trend with the younger part of Gen Z calling people in their 20s unk. And not because, you know, they may have a sibling or a sister or brother who had a child, right? That type of uncle, right? Technically speaking, you're an uncle if one of your siblings have a baby. You could be an uncle at 12 or 13 years old. I was an uncle at 10. But no, they're actually using this term unk, which is shortened for uncle, as a slur to basically call you old. And honestly, this already tells me that when Gen Z all reach their 30s and 40s, there's gonna be a hell of a lot of midlife crises out here.
Yeah. No. They gonna Gen Z when Gen Z turns 30 and 40, you know what they gonna do? They gonna either do one or two things. They gonna either embrace it, you know what I'm saying? Because the generation after them gonna be on their ass, right? Or they gonna try to switch it up and be like, no. That don't count for me. That counted for y'all, but that don't count for me. We're not doing unk status no more. That's outdated, right? When it's your turn to be unk status, you know, you gonna run from that. Come on, bro. Because the generation after them gonna do the same thing that they did to the generation before them.
Because apparently these people are afraid of aging.
I feel like I'm the only Gen Z who knows like how bizarre y'all are when it comes to age. Like, y'all are really weird about it. Like you really got 23-year-olds acting like a 28-year-old is old. And they'd be like, oh my God, you look so young. They're 28. Am I missing something? Like, what's wrong with my generation? Like, it is genuinely scaring me. Like even 18-year-olds to 20-year-olds. You guys act like they're fucking old. What is going on?
I think there's a lot of immaturity and arrested development going on for Gen Z, because like we're the generation where, especially if you were born after 2005, where you literally grew up with technology. You're iPad kids, right? You grew up with a fucking social media device at the tip of your fingers, and you grew up in a very superficial, shallow world where everything's like fast fashion, materialistic, focused on your looks. And you grew up in a society where nobody prepared you to grow up or become an adult. In fact, we live in a society where people want to infantilize grown adults, 18, 19, 20, 21, calling them kids and children. Like, excuse me, by the time 18, 19, 20, 21,
what the hell am I looking at?
People want,
bro, is this shit AI, man? What's going on?
To infantilize grown adults.
Right, hold on. I see one girl.
18, 19, 20, 21, calling them kids.
I ain't gonna lie, that messed me up, bro. What's going on, bro?
Children, like, excuse me, by the time you're 16, you should be well on your way to be preparing for college or getting your first job, being on the road, driving, preparing yourself as a young man or young lady for adulthood. That is the age when let's be honest here. If you murder someone, you're going to jail, adult jail, prison. you're cooked. Also, believe it or not, whether you think it's good or bad, that would typically be the age range for a lot of World War II vets who were sent off to fight for this country. The founding fathers were like in their early 20s, 20, 21, 22, 23. The people who founded this country. But the fact that now we live in a day and age where everybody's being infantilized and treated like genuine kids is probably contributing to the reason for why Gen Z is so weird about age and don't want to grow up and are afraid of getting older.
What is going on? Like, why are you calling people in their 20s unks? Am I going crazy? Y'all are weird. Y'all are very, very weird when it comes to age. Like, honestly, like, do you, like, is it like the mid-ages? Like, is it medieval times? Are you guys really gonna die in your 30s? Y'all realize we live up to 100, right?
I'll say this. People think everything is old until they actually get to that age and realize, holy shit, I'm actually still trying to figure my life out. You know, a lot of people are in their mid-30s and still don't know what the hell they're doing with their own lives. I will say though, although this may not technically be a word, this type of cringe-ass ageism needs to stop. Let's be honest. All right. Calling somebody in their mid-20s, especially in Gen Z, somebody in their 20s unk because you think they're old, it's just like actually retarded. Back in the day, unk was reserved for people who were 40 years old and above. Let's be honest here. People 40s, 50s, that's who we called unk, OG. So if you're out here unironically, aside from the memes, calling someone unk or OG and that person is in their 20s, then you need to seek help. And honestly, again, maybe part of the reason for why Gen Z is calling other Gen Zers unk is because a lot of Gen Zers are just aging horribly.
Somebody explain to me why this generation of 30 to 40 year olds look like they're in their 20s, but the 20-year-olds look like they're in their 40s. Is everyone going to be okay?
If you're of a generation that is watching the UV index like it's the stock market, y'all are going to get burned. When you pair that with the misinformation that sunscreen causes cancer, it take a genius to figure out that you're going to age faster. UV exposure is undeniably one of the highest risks for premature aging. If you need further proof, look at this twin study. This twin, tanning. This twin, sun protection. Next theory is the study. This twin.
Hey, shit, at least you could tell them apart now. You know what I'm saying? That's Mary. That's Ann.
Tanning. This twin, sun protection. Next theory is the vaping epidemic. Millennials are the generation between cigarettes and vaping. We didn't put any of that into our body because smoking is absolutely going to age you like milk. It breaks down collagen, it breaks down elastin, gives you smoker's lines, makes you look 10 times older. And would you believe me if I told you these people were in their 20s? More and more people are starting to get Botox and filler at a younger age.
Damn, so what you doing with your face though? You talking about everybody else getting Botox. What's going on with you?
We're in their 20s. More and more people are starting to get Botox and filler at a younger
It's like handsome Squidward.
age. And not only can that make us look weird, but it can also age us significantly. Whether or not millennials look younger and Gen Z looks older, I don't really know. The key message here is wear your freaking SPF, don't touch vaping or smoking with a 10-foot pole, go easy on the Botox and filler.
So ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the dermatologist herself, or I think she's cosmetic, whatever, someone who does like chemical peels and whatnot. You heard it from her, all right? Not wearing your SPF, vaping, which I heard recently that vaping can be more dangerous than smoking.
Nah, homie was shaking. He needed that pull. Look at how much he shake when he get this pull, bruh.
Vaping, which I heard recently that vaping can be more dangerous.
He is addicted, bruh. I ain't never want to be dependent on nothing like this, bro. No, really look at this, man. Look at how much he's shaking when he take this pull from this vape.
Your SPF, vaping, which I heard recently that vaping can be more dangerous than smoking, not because of the particular ingredients, but because it's more easily accessible and you do it more because, you know, the smell, it vaporizes, it quickly dissipates, and apparently the usage is so intense within younger populations with the amount of vape that people vape that it's becoming as worse, or if not more.
Does vaping even get you a high? I ain't never really vaped before. I might have like took a pull from a vape a few times, but it ain't really do nothing. Do it really get you like, does it do anything, or is it just like a flavor, or is it just something to do? Like, what's the point of it?
Worse than actual cigarettes, which is kind of crazy to think about. But ladies and gentlemen,
and she took that weak ass pull. Bruh, pass that shit. Don't give it to her no more.
if not more
Look at this weak ass pull.
worse than actual cigarettes, which is kind of crazy to.
She didn't even inhale it, bro. I don't even smoke. What I can already tell she messing up the rotation.
As worse, or if not
Look at this weak ass pull.
more worse than actual cigarettes, which is kind of crazy to think about. But ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a strange psychological phenomena. I think it's multifaceted. I think with the rapid infantilization that Gen Z had to go through, the arrested development, the shitty diets, the shitty foods, the shitty water supply, all the toxins and chemicals we put in our bodies, the lack of movement, the social media addiction, the sleep deprivation, again, the food supply being tainted with apparently over 8 to 10,000 chemicals in our food supply, whereas Europe has like less than 2,000. Yeah. And then on top of that, certain health gurus on YouTube telling people like to go outside without any sun protection because that's the masculine and manly thing to do. Listen, I fell for that trap a couple years ago, and boy, I tell you, by the end of the summer, the back of my neck was literally like peeling, like from sun damage. It was actually cracked. Legitimately, the skin on the back of my neck was cracked and peeling from the amount of sun damage it had. It was terrible. I never experienced anything like that a day in my life. And also, I'm not sure about the exercise levels of Gen Z. I think Gen Z overall, in comparison to previous generations, are definitely less physically fit and less physically active, and less exercise contributes largely to the overall aging of your body. That in combination with a whole bunch of, cosmetic surgeries that some people in Gen Z get that do more harm than good. I mean, it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. So genuinely speaking, as a Gen Zer who grew up with inadequacies in my diet, social media addiction for a while, lack of physical movement, of which I've definitely completely turned around, as you can see here on my Instagram stories. Follow me on IG, by the way. I can tell you, as a person who's been on both sides of these lifestyle changes, I'm like 1,000% more happy where I am right now than where I was a couple years ago. So honestly, if you're Gen Z or Gen Alpha, Millennial, Boomer, Gen X, whatever the hell, like just get out there, exercise, eat healthy, get vitamin D. The sun is cool, but don't do too much, Get your omega-3 fatty acids, your vitamin D capsules. Eat protein. Meat is actually good for you. Liver, pretty good for you. If you can, try to get between 5 and 10,000 steps per day. Try to, get as much sleep as possible, between 7 and 8 hours. Drink water. I know a lot of people do not like water, but it's good for you. If you can, drink.
I hope they not about to eat this. I hope they cook this shit first.
Water. I know a lot of people do not like water, but it's good for you. If you can, try to limit your amount of microplastics. Microplastics are horrible for the human body, obviously, and we've done a lot of plastic pollution, which is like now catching up to us. Literally has decreased fertility in both men and women, and I believe has contributed to cancer. But yeah, overall, eat clean food, drink water, breathe air, sleep properly, lift weights, and you won't have to look like you're pushing 40 years old while you're literally still in your 20s. Anyway, though, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. If you have any other videos or topics, just
yeah, man. Let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. I'm 26 and people say, wow, I would have never guessed you look so young. WTF is 26 supposed to look like? Yeah, nah, that's for real though. What does 26, what does 36, what is that supposed to look like? Like, drink water, don't smoke, sleep 7 hours, cleanse, tone, moisturize, exfoliate, face mask. Yeah. All you gotta do to age well is not smoke or drink heavily. Take care of your skin and don't become an engineer major, maybe. I'm 25 and still need to check my ID to alcohol. Most people still think 18 to 20. The reason why a lot of Gen Z looks a lot older than what they actually are is due to them wanting to grow up and be adults too fast, doing adult things before the age of 20. That's not the reason. Every generation had people like that, man. You know how grown them girls was when I was in school, bro? They weren't grown for me. They was grown for somebody. They ain't get grown for me till after. You know what I'm saying? Till after the fact. And that's when I learned about a lot of female nature, but you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic. But look, man. Y'all like the video. Like, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Bruh, you recording?